Hey good people, welcome to my channel. Bald Head Hierophant here, coming on to talk to you guys about a very sensitive topic, and I'm calling it sensitive, and you'll see why in just a few. But if you are new, welcome to my channel. If you are returning, thank you for coming back. Okay, so I am talking about love. Okay, love. It's the little heart people make. Love, okay? Nothing bad, but honest, real talk that a lot of people just don't always want to admit to, because love can be nasty. Love is not this bubble gum and unicorns that, some people try to make it out to be. Hollywood tries to make it look lovey-dovey all the time, and we know that it is not, right? So I want to talk about that love that hurts sometimes, okay? I want to talk about how it is imperative that we move carefully when other people trust you with their heart. Okay, it is one of the most precious things for someone to give you access to their heart space. So it is not to be taken for granted. It shouldn't be played with. It should not be trampled over. You should really, really treat it like you're holding a delicate child. Okay, like you're holding a newborn. That's how you should handle someone's love, okay, that they're giving to you. Now, I know a lot of times people try to force their heart space on people. There's times when people, I won't say jump into love, fall into love, maybe quicker than the individual that they are with. Okay, so you may have somebody that's here on the love, and then you got somebody that's right here. Okay, and then it could be times where it, teeter-totters. Okay, it teeter-totters. Either way, this is where people drop the ball, mostly men. It doesn't matter if you feel down here and she's up here. And even for you women who have the ability to operate like this too. Even if he's up here and you're down here like, I'm not quite feeling it the way he is. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where you're at on this scale. If someone trusts you with their heart, treat it with the utmost respect and care. Even if you don't love them back in the same amount that they love you. Now, this is why this is so important. It takes a lot for somebody to be vulnerable, to hand you, vulnerability, transparency, emotions. It takes a lot for people to come out of themselves and give you that, because that's a part of us that we hold on to. We don't share that easily. So when you find someone that not necessarily willingly gives it, but definitely if they willingly give it, but even if you've put in a little work and they've given it, don't take that for granted. Don't take that for granted. And I'm talking about this because I get a lot of emails and people reaching out for readings, and people reaching out for magic things to do when they've been hurt. And I'm one of those type of practitioners that will tell you, before I help you do anything, let's get to the root of this. Let's find out what the real problem is, because you don't ever want to do something to someone and you didn't quite understand why they did whatever they did to you. Okay, so I'm bringing this up because people oftentimes will take somebody being honest about how they feel about you or how they don't feel about you. Some people take that as rejection or neglect, okay, or abandonment. So you have to learn how to differentiate. Is this person breaking my heart out of malicious intent, Or is this person honoring their own soul? Is this person honoring their own path and telling me their true, honest feelings? And if that happens to be, hey, I love you, but I don't love you how you love me, so I don't see us really moving forward. If somebody is honest about how they feel and it just happens to not align with you and how you feel about them, you have to be mature enough in your emotional space to receive that. Not in a negative way, not in a neglectful way, not in an abandonment way, and most definitely not in a way of rejection. We humans, a lot of adults deal with this. They don't know how to be okay when someone honors their no. Everybody has the right to say, no, this isn't for me. No, I no longer want to do this. I want to get off the truck right now. I want to get off the coaster right now. I don't want to go any further. And when we're not emotionally mature, when we're not in alignment with ourselves, or when we've overextended ourselves and maybe missed out on some of those red flags, because a lot of times there's a lot of red flags that come before an individual has to actually tell you that. A lot of times they draw back, they pull back, they stop saying some of the things that they used to say, they stop doing some of the things they used to do. It's a lot of things that people begin to show you before they actually show you. So don't be naive. Don't miss the red flags. But in the event that you miss the red flags and you're hit in the gut with that feeling, be accepting of someone honoring their own truth. Okay? Be very accepting of that. Because what happens is you make your path to healing a lot harder, because now you're toying around in your head wondering, well, what did I do wrong? Or why wasn't I enough? Or what's wrong with me? Am I fat? Am I ugly? Am I black? Am I too white? Am I too light? Is my hair too long? Is my hair too thick? Is it not long enough? Especially women, but even men go through this. Oh, was my penis not big enough? Was my sex not big enough? Was it because I was going bald? Is it because of my beer belly? Did I have too much hair on my chest? Was my money not? This is just a human behavior, okay? So, and like I said, men and women do it. So that's one aspect that I want to get out of the way. We have to be mature enough in our own selves to understand when someone else is honoring something that's no longer serving them. Okay, so now, I'm not saying just, oh, okay, cool, great, we can break up. I don't feel any kind of way about that. That's fine. Or, oh, cool, we can divorce. That's okay. Go do you. No, of course you're going to feel some type of way. What I'm asking you is to learn how to filter that. Okay, learn how to process that in a way that you don't, number one, self-sabotage, and number two, you don't look at the person who just honored their truth as a demon. Okay, just because somebody honors how they're feeling and it doesn't align with you does not make them a demon. It doesn't make them wrong. It doesn't make them a heartbreaker, a dog, none of that. Okay, not in that aspect. Now, I am going to speak on the other aspect, which is what kind of made me want to make this video. So, again, if someone is honoring how they feel and they're being true to themselves, and in the process of being true to themselves, they have to unintentionally hurt you, understand that that's not what their intention was. And immediately begin to love on yourself. Immediately begin to do whatever it takes so you don't drop down in that frequency that makes you become bitter or hateful, or it's a word when people kind of drag themselves through this self-pity. Okay. Immediately understand and hear what the person is saying. If you have a mature partner that is even mature enough to talk to you, because I know that not everybody just breaks up with people in a nasty way. A lot of times people, men and women, will sit down with their partner and say, hey, this ain't working. And that partner who feels rejected will still act a damn fool. And see, I don't like that. Because if this person has done what they're supposed to do in the way that they were supposed to do it, and you just have a hard time receiving that, they don't need help. You do. You do. And I run across a lot of women, a lot of women who need help because they take that as an insult. They take that as an injury. Okay. And again, I know it's hurtful, especially when you still love them and you're looking at them like, wait, what? But immediately you have to begin to get yourself together. and you begin to just put one foot in front of another, in front of the next one foot in front of another, and you walk yourself back to alignment, okay? Because that does knock you off your pivot. To hear somebody that you love say that they no longer love you knocks you off your pivot, okay? But there's ways to immediately recenter. And number one, the first thing would just be accepting of this person walking in their truth and being honest with you, okay? So let's move on past that, and let's talk about one of the more uglier ways that it is handled, because there are people who maliciously do things, who maliciously and intentionally hurt one another. You know, I got this saying that one thing I can tell that is happening on a progressive level is that humans are finding the most creative ways to hurt one another. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting on so many levels. Number one, because you have no clue a lot of times what somebody's willing to do to transfer that pain back over to you. So it would behoove everybody to move cautiously. You know, I don't understand who I am as a person. If I love you, I love you. And if I don't love you, I don't love you, and I don't pretend to. And I draw that line very clearly in the very beginning of a friendship, in the very beginning of a relationship. And when I no longer feel how I used to feel, I'm a communicator. So I talk, and I don't deal with people, be it friendship, be it partnership, be it relationship. I don't deal with people who don't know how to communicate with me. But it baffles me how many times people enter into relationships with people who lack communication skills. So the bulk of their relationship is turmoil and discord and turbulence, simply due to the fact that you're dating someone who is childish in how they operate with their communication. Okay, so it's imperative, number one, to watch the type of people we choose. Let me cut this music down. I don't know if it's too loud or not. I hope y'all are resonating with this, with my video. And if you are, be sure to hit that like button. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. But yes, communication. Okay, as adults, because I'm not talking to children. Everybody that's watching this channel are full-blown grown adults. So we have to be a little more responsible with who we choose to partner up with. People who lack healthy communication skills, you see that from the very beginning. That's not something they can hide. So when people say, well, I didn't know he was going to respond like that, or I didn't know she, oh, but yes, you did. Yes, you did. Because once a person shows you who they are, it's up to you to believe it. And a lot of times people don't believe what someone shows them. I'm a firm believer when somebody shows you who they are via actions, via verbal, via energy, you have to believe them. We can only show up as who we are. Even when people are being fake, if you are in tune with you, or if you are in alignment with you, then you can always peep real, because real recognize real. So if you're real, then you'll be able to recognize someone who's real or someone who's not being real. So, you know, communication skills are key. So, and I'm bringing that up to say there are people who don't know how to be honest and walk in their truth. So they beat around the bush, or they lead you on, which leads to a very heartfelt heartbreak. Okay, because when someone who doesn't know how to communicate properly decides that they no longer want to be in a relationship with you, they don't know how to communicate that in a healthy way. So what do? They dodge, they cheat, they don't come home, they're sneaking around, they talking to everybody else about how they feel about you, hoping that those people will tell you first, because they don't know how to tell you. So it's so many different ways that this thing gets blown out of control, when in our reality, it really just needed to be discussed in a mature way. It hardly ever happens that way. Kudos for the people that operate in that manner, because it just it just clears and cuts straight to it. You know, you don't have to worry about having to trim in any fat. There is no fat. We're going to sit down and we're going to state facts. We're not going to play with the fat. We're going to go straight to the meat and get this thing situated. Because a lot of times people break up and it's nasty, and it doesn't have to be. You can still remain friends, or not necessarily friends, because sometimes you don't want to be friends with your ex, but you most certainly can remain cordial with one another, okay? Especially if you have kids together, okay? It's no reason to be nasty and hateful and angry. But again, this is what happens when one or both people don't know how to communicate. So that's one way things can get turned ugly and you drag somebody's heart through the mud, and there's consequences behind that. The other way is just strictly by being an asshole. Okay, maybe you no longer feel the way you used to feel, and instead of backing yourself out of it by being honest, you just start being an asshole to the person. You start being mean. You start being a complete demon to the person who loves you, and they have no clue why you're treating them like this, because you've never voiced that you don't feel the same way anymore, but your actions have just changed. Okay, so now this person is over here wondering what is wrong, what the hell is going on. And then you have those people that just up and stop fooling with you. They don't give an explanation. We all know people, or at least I do, who've been left at the altar. We all know people who've been just broken up with over the weekend. You go to work Saturday, come home Saturday night, he or she has packed their stuff and left. We all know these stories of people who just completely and totally avoided the situation and left a person heartbroken. So we humans end up heartbroken in so many different ways, okay? It's so many different ways that people end up at the same place that somebody else ended up. And everybody's story is going to always be different. So what I'm coming on tonight to talk about is, please be careful who you hurt and how you hurt them. Because people are looking for instant consequences, instant get back. They are reaching out to people like me and other people like me who are willing, okay, to give them the business. See, I'm not willing to give someone the business, and I already made a video about this. I don't share hex, jinx, black magic with other people. I feel like everybody is responsible for doing their own bidding, be it right, be it wrong, okay? I don't judge it, and I'm not against it. I just don't share it, nor do I do it for other people. I do my own business in the event that I need to, and I feel like other people should do the same thing, okay? But there are not too many practitioners that operate like me, okay? There's a lot of practitioners out there that say, what do you do? Okay, or what she do? Okay, and they're going to give you the business. See, y'all out here hurting people and breaking people's hearts, not knowing that you are about to walk into a season of your life that is about to be devastating. Because when people are hurt and they don't understand why you did what you did, they are willing to go to the depths of earth and conjure up every demon from the north to the south to the east to the west to get you back, to make you feel the pain that they don't know what to do with. Okay? So you got to be careful. Stop hurting people. If there's a way that you can, there's never a pretty way to let someone down, but there is a respectful way to let someone down. There is a way that you can leave them with their dignity. There's a way that you can keep them raveled, because it's certain things that you do that will unravel someone. I have seen unraveled women who are prepared to do whatever to transfer that hurt, that pain, that confusion. Okay? What's the song by SZA? I believe that's SZA. And if you're wondering if I hate you, I do. What I would do to make you feel just like this. That wasn't just a song, okay, people? That wasn't just a song. That is how people are feeling after they have been mistreated, after they have been hurt, after they have been rejected, after after they feel like you've done something to them that has bruised their ego, bruised their heart, bruised their mental, bruised their emotion. There is really no safe way to do it, because you never really know if what you're going to do is going to emotionally break somebody. But what I said earlier is the safest way to do it. Be mature, be respectful, have a seat. Have a seat. Talk to this person. If this is somebody you've made love to, this is somebody you've performed oral sex on and with, this is somebody that you've cried with maybe. How can you share so many other intimate emotional moments with somebody, but when it's time to fall back because maybe you don't feel how you used to feel and you feel like the relationship is no longer serving you, how do you not know how to sit down and have a conversation with somebody that you once just loved? How can you not have enough respect for who they are and what y'all once shared and probably still share to not sit down and have an honest conversation with them about how you're feeling? We have to be more mature and respectful of other people's hearts. Leave people with their dignity. Stop ruining people. Because this is happening, y'all. It's happening more than you know. I do readings. I hear it. I hear it, and it breaks my heart when I see how evil people have become once their hearts are broken. Wow. Is all I can say. But I don't judge them because I understand. You don't know what to do with that anger. You don't know what to do with that pain. You don't know what to do with that hurt. So you just want to get rid of it. And the quickest way to get rid of it is to transfer it. How do you transfer it? Ooh, let me do some magic. Let me do a spell. Let me do a binding spell. Let me do something to transfer all of this heat that's within me. All of this energy that's trapped in me running around. I don't know what to do with this. I'm mad. I'm angry. I'm sad. I'm frustrated. Oh, my God, I can't believe it. For those of you who are maliciously doing that, like you're cheating, or you just being the asshole, or your communication skills just suck. So instead of addressing the situation, you just do nothing. And you avoid escapism, avoidism. You avoid it. Y'all better watch how you moving out here. I'm warning you. Not because I'll do anything to you, but there are some women that will, that are, and that have. So, I thought this was very important. I posted a short just a few minutes ago with Keep Sweat. There's a right and a wrong way to love somebody. And I just thought that was perfect to post that right before I come on and do this video, because that is so true. There's a good and a bad way to love somebody. Okay. And I just touched on one facet of it. I spoke on the part of it where it's when people want to separate and they don't know how. So they go through one of the things that I just said. But it's so many other things that people are doing out here to hurt people, and it's malicious, it's nasty. Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. That's the golden universal rule. That's not a Christian rule. That's not a Hindu rule. That's not a Muslim rule. That's not a Jehovah rule. That's the universal law. Do unto others as you'd want them to do unto you. Because when that pendulum swings back, the law of the pendulum, that boomerang, it ain't gonna feel good. And people tend to think that what they do to somebody, if they do get it back, it's gonna come just like they dished it. Oh no. Karma comes back 100 times worse than you dished it. That's why so many, and I hate to say this, men, I'm not picking on you, but I know men are more capable and have more stories of doing this to women than women do. But men, a lot of men are getting their asses handed to them, so to speak, and they don't know why. I've talked to quite a few of them too. I'm the goddess spot. So I work mainly for women. I'm here to teach women. But I do have a few men that I guess connect to my divine feminine energy. So they trust me, okay? And it's always been like that. Because even in high school, I had a lot of guy friends that they didn't flirt. They just saw me as their sister, okay? We just had a bond as a sister-brother bond. And they would always talk to me about their stuff. So I've always had that connection with the divine masculine. But it is more men that's out here running through women and having these issues than it is women. And, you know, I get the conversation, oh, man, my money going, you know, my money, something going on with my money. Like they just can't get right. They go through this phase where they just feel like, what's wrong with my life? And the first thing I have to ask them is, have you fucked over a woman and not asked for her forgiveness? And as soon as they get to thinking, like, and I'm like, oh, boy, let's talk about it, okay? Men, let me tell you something. Whether you know it or not, whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. Truth does not need your permission to be true. But I'm telling you, from the mouth of a goddess, from the mouth of a powerful goddess, listen up. Women are naturally magical, naturally powerful, naturally ready, whether they know it or not. Some of us know it and we move in it effortlessly. Some of us find out when we get angry. Some of us go to other people and other people wake that up in us. Either way, it's there. Either way, it's there. And once it's awakened, once that Shakti energy is awakened, there is nothing you can do to save yourself from it. So I advise you to just, I'm not telling you to walk on eggshells around women. Oh, no, we don't want you to do that. We just want you to understand and learn us, respect us, love us, talk to us. Now, let me say this. I know that there is a certain type of woman out there that is just uncouth. She's extremely masculine in her energy. She can be vindictive. She can be vengeful. She can be all those things that make a man say, I don't owe her shit. I'm just going to leave. So I get it. I'm not saying that women are perfect and you should treat all of us like little, you know, what's the word? Tedious dolls, okay? Because not all women walk in their feminine energy. It's easy to, you know, talk to a woman who's moving in her feminine energy. It's easy to sit down and communicate with that kind of woman because we're moving in a feminine, soft, gentle energy. So anybody can sit down and talk to her and explain to her how they're feeling and even console her. Even if you're the one making her cry, you can still console a woman who stays feminine. But there are a lot of women who are not balanced. So they would appear to be bipolar when they're hurt. That masculine, that feminine just gets to going crazy. Them chakras are off balance and they just like it. Literally, what you see my hands doing. That's what they're doing. As you're trying to tell them, hey, you know, I think we need to, you know, separate. I need some me time. You know, all of that. So I get it. I get it, fellas. I get it. It is some crazy females out there. And for that, I say this, like I said earlier, we can't continue to ignore the red flags. Those type of women show you who they are in the very beginning. You just tend to like it because a lot of times women who act like that are very fierce in bed. So you get pulled in. And then as soon as you see that red flag, it don't matter. You've been pussy whipped by this time. Okay. And ladies, I'm not breaking the G code, okay? I'm not breaking the goddess code and telling some of our secrets. I like to see all people elevated, okay? If they're supposed to be, okay? So, you know, don't get mad at me because I just you know, told a little code, but fellas need to be aware so they can know who, because I don't feel like anybody should be duped or fooled or pulled into energies and situations that they know nothing about. I don't like that. I don't like deceit. I can't stand this. I hate a liar. I hate a thief, and I hate a deceiver. None of that resides in me, and I hate that energy. I loathe that kind of energy. If somebody wants to be a fool, lay it all out, and if they still decide to come after they know what's up, then hey, then you ain't deceived nobody. But yeah, fellas, you have to be careful who you choose. And that goes for women too, once you get, dick quilled, and then a man starts to show his true colors, sometimes it's too late, because now he done got all in your head. Now he's all in your mental. And then when he hits you in the eye the first time, you're like, oh, but you still don't leave. And then on down the line, when he continues to nail the beatings have increased, and then you want to tell somebody that, well, I didn't know. Yes, you did. You did know the first time. When he hit you the first time, when he smacked you the first time, when he pushed your head the first time, when he jerked you up the first time, you did know. You just overlooked it because there were other things that you were already binded to. So we are all aware of stuff. And I'm not going to go off into that, because this most definitely is not a conversation about abuse, because I don't tolerate that on no level. And if I was going to share black magic with somebody, it would be on an abusive man. But, I just try not to get myself caught up in situations where somebody would even call me. I talk to women like that and say, hey, before you jump to any magic, leave. You don't have to do magic on a person if you leave. Don't let a person show you 2 times that they are demonic. They show you 1 time, you believe them, and then you go. Now, in the event that you got to protect yourself because maybe they're crazy, that's a whole nother video for a whole nother time. I just want to stay on the topic that there are times when people are out here maliciously hurting people and then wondering why they are enduring bad luck, losing jobs, losing money, having wrecks, hurting themselves, having to go to ER, getting sick. People putting shit on you. People putting shit on you. They transferring that shit. They hurting you because you done hurt them. There's a right and a wrong way to love somebody. There's a right and a wrong way to break up with somebody. There's a right and a wrong way to talk to somebody. If you don't think that what I'm saying is the truth, keep bullshitting out here. And you go fuck around and find out. People are finding out. People are finding out. Because everybody's at a point now where they are just fed up. We shifted in 2020 as a whole, as a universe. Things shifted. So people's patience is thin. People's nerves, thin. The forgiveness is thin. People are not forgiving like they used to. People are not allowing you to do things 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times like they used to. So people are immediately getting you back for things that you've done to them. And because we're in the age of Aquarius, whatever they're thinking is manifesting damn near instantaneously. Good or bad. Light or dark. Angelic or evil. Whatever we think when we're angry, when we want to get somebody back, it is manifesting so quickly that they don't even have an opportunity to pull it back out of the ethers when they say it or when they do it. Okay? So all the reason I'm saying all of this, fellas and females, just be mindful of the type of people you're dating. Because that's one of the things we can do is take accountability for the kind of people that we are allowing into our electromagnetic field anyway. So many people are superficial. Oh, I like him because he got a lot of money. Oh, I like her because she got a big ass. Oh, I like him because he probably can take care of me. Oh, I like her because she looks like she can cook and she gonna help me right. People be having negative motives for why they get with people. The motive is never really true love. People are just jumping into whoever can offer whatever comfort. I feel like people mess with people. People get with people who gonna fill a void. That's not love. You're using a person. You with somebody because they can fill a void that you have. What happens when they can't fill that void? You're going to show your true colors. And then when they find out, then they ready to leave. Now you mad at them because they done peeped the fact that you've been using them this whole time. So see, it's so much stuff. Yeah, we got to stop that. How we going to elevate as a people, as a civilization, if you got people doing old petty, low-level, low-vibrational shit like that? Stop using people. If you know you don't love somebody, don't be with them. And tell them from the jump. Don't tell them after you done smashed for the 18th time. You know women get emotional behind good penis, man. Why you keep giving a woman good, nasty, freaky sex, and then 6 months later you tell her you don't want her? Why would you don't do that? Men have to hold themselves accountable for the role they play. And then you want to say, well, we were just having sex. Okay, but for a woman, sex is a bond. You're entering into our portal with your wand. You have to understand the power of sex. It is a sacred energy exchange. Things happen inside of a woman as soon as you enter her. You can't play, and then you whisper in the sweet nothing. Stop playing. Sometimes I don't feel sorry for you fellas when you get to feeling all of that negative energy on you. Stop playing with women. And women, stop playing with yourselves. You know if somebody really ain't into you. Stop overextending yourself. Stop bending over backwards for a man who is showing you he don't really, want you. Okay? Sometimes we get off in our heads and we get to telling ourselves shit, and it ain't because this is what the man is saying or doing. We just going off of this fairy tale delusional energy within our own heads of, he probably don't say he love me, but I know he do. I heard a girl say, well, girl, he don't tell me, but I know he do. He show me how. Because when a man loves you, a man tells you. Period. When a man loves a woman, he tells her. Okay? That's facts. So to think that it's delusional to say, well, he don't say it, but I know he do. How? How? Okay, so sometimes women are delusional. You put yourselves in positions to be hurt, and then the hurt becomes so immense that you don't have nowhere to file it. You can't cope. Now you want to do magic on this man to either hurt him or try to bring him back. Both are a no. I don't do love spells either. I'm a very strict practitioner. I'm not going to help you bind yourself to no man. Why would you do that? Are you fucking crazy? Do y'all know how crazy it is when women want binding spells? Are you nuts? You don't even be knowing what you're asking for. But what I do give people is self-love spells. I tell you to love all on you. You want to bind something, bind you to you. I'll show you how to bind you to you so another motherfucker can never come and pull you out of you. So you'll never love somebody else more than you love you. Now, that's what I can do. Now, I do them often. I do a binding spell on you or teach you how to do it, whichever way you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? I do those. But it's crazy when I hear women say they want to bind themselves to a man. Or they want to make him not leave. Let's say you do a spell and you don't want him to leave because at that moment in your mind you're delusional. And let's just say something happened when you finally do want him to leave. What you think finna happen? He's not going nowhere. You have binded yourself to him. And I don't care what people tell you. Some of those binding spells cannot be unbroken. You're with him for life or death. So anyway, I'm not going to get off into that. If you have enjoyed this topic, please make sure you give me a like, subscribe. You got any comments, leave them. Share this if you feel like somebody else needs to hear it. But yes, it is imperative, y'all, to make sure we're loving people right. And if we can't love them right, then definitely don't love them wrong. Just don't love them at all. Leave them with their dignity. Get your integrity in line so you can, have that conversation, have that tough talk. Sit down with people and be honest. See, that's the thing. Everybody's lying to everybody. And to me, that's just a grand indication that you probably live in a lie. You're probably lying to yourself. People who sit down and lie to somebody else or avoid the conversation completely have lived lies all their life. Because otherwise you would give a person the same respect that you would want them to give you in the event that you was the one being broken up with or wanting to end the divorce. People have to start respecting other people. The respect level that the humans have for one another is disgusting. It's disgusting. If we all just respect, it's not about, I love you, got to love everybody. No. No, because I don't love everybody. Hell no. Love is special. It's sacred. Everybody don't get that. But I do respect everybody until they give me a reason to not to. I'm going to respect you for what you believe, what you do, who you are, because though none of that got nothing to do with me. So I can respect you until you give me a reason not to. So if we can just learn to do that, but we, as a society, we are going nuts. We're not loving one another. We're not respecting one another. We're running all over each other's boundaries and then wonder why so many people are throwing hexes and magic and jinxing people. It's nuts. And we have to stop, because all we're doing is lowering the vibration as a whole. We will never ascend up out of this dome. Another video. But for those of you that know, you know, we're never going to be light as a feather. We'll never be light enough to ascend past the stratosphere if we keep operating like this. And y'all not gonna be the reason I don't levitate up at this bitch. Do you hear me? I will leave y'all. Do you hear me? I will leave y'all. So anyway, the whole message tonight is just watch how you loving people. And watch how you allowing people to love you. If something don't feel right, it don't sound right, it don't act right, it ain't hitting right no more, it ain't right for you no more. You don't got to let another motherfucker tell you something ain't right. When you start to feel it ain't right, you can back up. Sometimes that's why they doing all of that and acting up. So you will be the one to break up. Because some people don't know how to do it. So they start acting up. So you'll do it. Pay attention to the signs. Stop missing the red flags, people. Y'all not paying attention. You're not being observant with your own life. We've heard this saying 1,000 times, but I know every woman has. Never let a man tell you twice that he don't want you. And a lot of times when a man is done with you, he done already showed it in different ways because they stop doing certain things. They pull back their energy in a lot of different ways. Women, stop missing the signs. Stop making excuses for why he's doing that. Okay? Wise up. Wise up. So if you have stayed with me throughout this entire video, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Like I said earlier, I hope that this was resourceful or informative, funny maybe. I don't know, but I just hope that you got something out of it, okay? And may you receive all that time back, okay? Oh, Spirit is telling me to do a reading. Oh, okay, so I'm right at 41 minutes. I want to do a reading, but I don't want y'all to leave because, you know, black people have a hard time staying on a video for an hour. So that's why I'm always trying to end these videos within 35 to 40 minutes. Should I do this read? I think I'm going to come back on. Yeah, I'm going to come back on and do the reading because I think for y'all, I need to stop this, maybe give y'all a little time to do something, and then you can watch the other reading or watch the part 2 of this. But again, if you have stayed with me to the end of this, thank you so very much. And stop hurting people and stop letting people hurt you, okay? Namaste, and I'll be back with the reading. Peace.